Hello and welcome to your astrology and spirituality overview for Thursday, the 17th of December. Today we're going to use the Tarot de Marseille cards to see what spiritual message comes through on our Thursday. So the card that comes up for us is the Three of Cups. This is really funny because last week we pulled the Three of Wands, and I think it was Sharon B felt that the message delved a little bit into the Three of Cups, and I can understand why she felt that in a way, because the Three of Cups is very much about community. It's about working together. It's usually like some kind of celebration within a group, so it can represent things like weddings, christenings, bar mitzvahs, family just celebrating some kind of gathering. But it can also mean on a deeper level that we are wanting to be more involved in our community, that we're working with our neighbourhoods to better them in some way. There is a lot of ideas that come up with this card, but it is about that working together.
Oh, fantastic. And there's a very profound connection between the moon and Pluto today. Now, of course, Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008, so it has had a massive impact on us all, I feel, particularly over the last year with Jupiter going through Capricorn, and the previous year with Saturn. So we've had this big energy in Capricorn, and today the moon, which of course is in its weakest position in Capricorn, is conjunct Pluto. So what profound consciousness will we gain from the depth of Pluto, or will there be a conversation, an emotional conversation that brings a sense of reality? Perhaps there's going to be some kind of confrontation in a way, but there can also be a truth that comes from this. Pluto is potentially quite a scary energy, just like Saturn is, but it's very important to see all zodiac signs, all planets in the whole. They all have a higher and lower self, if you like. So Pluto can be very much about transformation. So we could transform our thinking today in a very powerful way, or perhaps we're going to have quite an intense conversation. But with the card that Elise has chosen, the Three of Cups, perhaps we can share with someone how deeply we feel in a positive way. So we must always see the positive side of Pluto and Saturn when they're in the mix.
That's really interesting, because it is about how they are represented. If we think about the god of the underworld, Hades, in a lot of modern literature he's sort of depicted as this evil, not very nice character, but actually when we look at the stories of Hades, he's pretty much a very chill guy. He's married to Persephone. He's one of the most faithful gods in terms of his relationships.
Has he got a lot of Twitter followers?
He would probably have a lot of Twitter followers if he was around today. So yeah, very fair kind of god, and he has got this he's linked with Pluto very much, so he has got this reputation because it is about the underworld, but actually some of that deeper stuff is about that transformation, rather than just focusing on it being about destruction or endings, maybe.
Yeah, and I always find with Pluto, I've seen this happen in my own life over a very long period of time. Pluto is probably, for me, the most fascinating influence of all, because sometimes we can see things changing in our lives that we don't really want them to change. And if we resist them, the impact can be that much more difficult. If we sort of go with it, which is very Plutonian, and accept that, it's a bit like a Franz Kafka story, our lives, in lots of ways. We don't always have control over some of the great sadnesses that can be inflicted on us. But if we almost submit to it a little bit, and that's not giving in, because this did come up in a video a while ago, it actually is an influence that can be incredibly profound. So perhaps in some way, Capricorn energy can be about materialism, or it can be about our desire to have something. That status could be just what people think about us. It doesn't have to be actually around possessions or our position as such, but it could be more about rethinking or adapting to this massive year of change we've all gone through. On the back of the eclipse, a new reality is coming through for us all, and perhaps we're going to become very conscious of it today, but we can still talk about it, and there still could be some very joyful conversations based on the sincerity of our connections with certain key people in our lives, which comes through the Three of Cups.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here today. If you would like to read your written daily horoscope, you can find that in the description box beneath this video.
And if you've yet to subscribe to our channel, we'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. But for now, from the A team, it is...
Goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye.